keeping me in Adelaide. And as you mentioned, there is some rain around, but conditions not too bad. A little bit of breeze up the top, but down at ground level, it won't really affect either end. So scoring should be available at each end. And I guess from Port Adelaide's point of view, it's an exercise of where they learnt from last week against Sydney. Terry Wallace felt that they got shut down and confused by Rodney Eade. He was, of course, sitting in our box watching, so he's got a plan for Port. Can Jack Cale comment? I don't know.
OK, thanks, Matty. Umpires this afternoon, Dennis Rich, number 3. 31 is Darren McCauley, and 35 is Derek Humphrey Smith from Queensland. Peter Augustus McKenna joins us. Good afternoon.
I don't know where you got the Augustus from, but the Bulldogs must be going all right, Peter. Luke Darcy can start on the bench, number 14. And they have been in great form, Don.
Yes, they did quite well last week, Pete. Grant at centre-half forward for Western Bulldogs.
First quarter from Optus Oval. Wind. Actually, he spent a bit of time on the bench last week himself in a surprise move made by Terry Wallace. Franco at right centre wing. Put power into attack. Wobbly old kick. Ellis in front takes the mark. In front of his teammate Danny Southern. Ellis just up from the back pocket. As Matty Campbell said, no real advantage in the wind here this afternoon. Mead tried to punch it away. Heaver was there, went through without the footy. Ball, says the crowd. Heaver goes again. Could have almost got a free kick there for being held when not in possession. Liberatore gives the hand pass away. Might have been out of bounds when he fired that one off, Libber. And that shiner he got last week when he contacted McGrath. That was the tribunal incident, but I was talking to Libber during the week, and the eye's not causing him any problems. He's quite okay.
And he's picking up Brent Heaver, the former Carlton goal sneak, former Carlton and Melbourne, actually. In fact, I saw his first game for Melbourne when he kicked 5 goals.
Yes,
Brent Heaver.
MCG.
Yep. So Wind against Shane Brewer, a bit of a mismatch. That was over the shoulder, should have been paid. Wilson takes it away from Dimatina. It just bounces inside and over the line it goes. And there's Danny Southern with that hairstyle. He's got in a sort of plaited ponytail, Danny. And when you meet him, he's not as ferocious as what he looks. He's a fantastic guy, Danny Southern. Now we see a better match here because we've got Lade or Wind. And that's the dent with a long hand pass back to the boundary line and over at the 50. Oh, nothing much in that, but Libber's playing close attention. I think you're in for a tough day, Brent Heaver.
Libber said he is given a variety of tasks in this day and age, and he relishes the tagging one. He's in his element again this afternoon. Southern tries to get a hand pass out. It's pretty congested sort of a game. This guy's been brilliant this year. Dimatina wasn't a brilliant kick. Wanganeen from Smith puts it out in front of goal. Dickey takes the mark. Maybe too far out to score. Matty Campbell said no real wind advantage. That's not a good kick though, just the same. Cummings caught behind. Ramiro having a great season. Out towards centre wing. Hudson in the long sleeves today. Croft on his own. His goal last week in the last quarter made the game safe. On a lead out there and taking the mark is Cook. And Cook is within kicking distance. He's a very long kick.
Yes, Peter, he let one go from 50, another 20 metres out further than where he took this mark last week at a critical stage of the game.
That was when Libber was
should have had
down.
the kick.
That's right.
So distance won't be a problem for him, just a case of accuracy. He's been in terrific form in the reserves prior to last week.
But didn't have a good year last year. Played only 5 games, I think it was.
He's got to go that next step, doesn't he, Peter?
After big things, big raps on him coming from Carlton. He'll know the ground. Right on 50. Cook kicks, and he has missed, I feel, one behind. So the first score of the game, a minor one, going to the AFL's top side, the Western Bulldogs.
And how it's a long time since we've said that, the AFL's top side. But Port Adelaide themselves have had a terrific year. Here's Stephen Paxman. Had a downer against the Swans, but, well, the Swans are capable of doing that to numerous sides. Half-back, Wilson, no mark. Grant's after him. They might call that holding the ball. No. And good umpiring to give the player in front of the ball a little bit of leeway. That's Michael Wilson, who's been one of the finds of the season. Number 15 for Port. Very proud club, Port Adelaide. Here's Primus. Oh, he tapped it down with the left hand, but Grant read it well. Palladok drives it. Goal. Brilliant play, the Bulldogs. It's a goal.
On 7 Nightly News, our Saturday sport wrap-up. We'll catch up with John Cup.
I guess an even better shot from that angle because he kicked it right foot, didn't he? So 7 points the lead, enjoyed by the Bullies. Wind. Taps it down. Heaver. Quick kick comes out of the pack towards centre wing. Franco. Now James. Spears the pass into Cummings. Not a good one. Franco again. West. Johnson up a step. Croft behind. Couldn't complete the mark. Wilson. A little give. Bad hand pass intended for Mead. Taken down in the tackle by Hudson. Ball jarred free. Rombotis. Back to Mead. Again, not a good hand pass. Dimatina went without it. Ramiro to the Brownlow medalist in Wine. The skipper's kick is short. Down to Minton Connell. Grab. Didn't really have the footy, but a play on call was a good one. But he's scrambling down there, half forward for Footscray. Smith across his body. Kicks to a contest. Great mark. Gee, that was strength.
Well, they're both pushing one another. I don't like that when they're using their hands in that fashion. Yeah, see that? The way they're pushing. Should be using your body more, but that's modern football.
Fusca's outbodied by James Cook. He's already kicked one behind from 50. Accuracy, what we're looking for, from 20 metres out directly in front, and he goes.
With a huge reputation from Tasmania, Cook. There was a lot of controversy how he got to Carlton, but he never really fired up at Carlton, hence the fact he's at Footscray or Western Bulldogs. Had a bad year last year and really was at the crossroads as far as his career is concerned, but has really applied himself this year.
DCD 582,
and there he is.
You have left your motor running.
Using his strength on the edge of the square.
You have left your motor running.
So great start to the Western Bulldogs, and give James Cook a bit of confidence too. 13 points to nothing. Let's see what Matty Primus can do. It's handballed out to Donald Dickey. That was from Kingsley. Dent. Scott West. Here's Sadat Sir. The centre wing. Oh, courage shown. That's Kingsley out there. Adam Kingsley, a lot of guts. He went back and took that mark. Well done. He brings it in towards half forward. Up they go. It's no mark. Taken by Danny Southern. Braden Lyle's got a chance to give it out wide. And he does so to James. James in the full forward. Cummings is marked. 15 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Well, it all started with Kingsley out on that outer wing. He was the man responsible for holding up the ball. And it switched sides and finished up with Cummings. And that's the beauty of football.
50. Almost 50.
That you can be involved at a critical point further up the ground for your team.
Well, these are the goals that Scott Cummings must kick.
He's a little astray.
Well, this year he's missed a few sitters. And I remember in the game against Essendon, he missed some early that might have cost them. Here's the kick. He's hooked it a little bit. I think he's missed. As I say, the full forwards, when the players battle their hearts out to get it down there, Don, they've got to kick them. They've got to kick a good percentage of them.
And you certainly did that because your teammates up the ground worked their butts off, literally, Peter.
There's Terry Wallace, and there's Choco Brian Royal up the back. He was a great little rover for many years.
A lot in common, Royal and Wallace. They both went hard at the footy. Ramiro, speaking of that, out of the Terry Wallace mould. Grant, good mark from a very ordinary kick, actually. Out in front, Colin on the lead, marks well.
They do find space very, very well on the forward line, the Western Bulldogs, and they've done it once again.
Aren't they leading well? And they've got three or four options.
Well, they're finding the space, Peter. They're playing up the ground, and then they'll lead short.
And they've got 3 or 4 options up there.
Played in Hawthorn's 91 premiership side. And a couple of night premierships with the Hawks as well. Little skip. He kicks. And that's the Bulldogs' third goal.
You can get it jumping. You can get it pumping. You can get it pressing a suit. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold...
3 goals the margin. There's Primus in favour of the Bulldogs. Taken by Liberatore. A wobbly one straight up in the air to half forward. No mark to Croft. That's Darren Mead. Oh, coming through is West. Great play by Scott West, and he has missed. He anticipated very, very well then, the centreman. He's in fine form. But getting back to kicking straight, by Cummings missing that one up there, it became a 2-goal turnaround because they went down and got a goal at the other end. This is Bond going wide to the half. This is John Rombotis, former Fitzroy centreman. The centre wing, another ex-Fitzroy player in Primus. Well, the umpire could be excused there because it did look like a mark, and then he dropped it at the last second.
Righto, Pete, I'll take your word for it.
He anticipated anyway.
He did. Now here's a chance for Kingsley. Kingsley has a ping at the goals, but he too has missed and put it through for a behind, or is it out of bounds? The goal umpire says he's made one behind. Kicked by Adam Kingsley, so the difference is 3 goals.
It's great to see Kingsley playing AFL football at a top level. He worked really hard when he was at Essendon. Never made it there, but now he's got his opportunity.
As Mark Williams used to coach him out there. Aaron Smith, Bulldogs designated kicker. He made a meal of one of them last week, which cost his side a goal. Got pretty close to the line. Oh, that's a good mark delayed.
You can play this bloke, Pete.
He can. Good duel shaping up between him and Wind and/or Darcy, the latter on the bench at the moment. Or Cummings. Will he be free kicked?
No. Fair enough.
Genuine mark.
Yep. Similar to the other end. Strength.
Sir taken out of the contest.
Peter, years ago they would have penalised you for that.
I reckon he won out on strength, a little bit like Cook down the other end.
But how far away was the ball? Was that a...
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's not what I said to you. I said years ago they would have penalised you for that.
Scotty Cummings has already kicked one behind. That's what he faces. He kicks straight through the middle. Port Powers first.
Goal. Plenty of mouthing off going on there in the centre bound. So it's tapped down to Ramiro by Scott Wine. Beautiful tap. Croft will fly at the back. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Bond. Now Rombotis gets it further afield. This is Braden Lyle. Kingsley's doing well early. Kingsley chips it in short. No mark. Franco. It wasn't a good kick. Didn't quite get there. Dimatina tried to keep it in, but it's on centre wing and it will be thrown in. There's Brad Johnson, who's in the state squad to play South Australia. They've got 7 players in the state squad, the Bulldogs.
And so they should. They're on top of the ladder,
I'll
Peter.
say,
so they've got the form players.
I'm glad to see Rowan Smith got in too. Number 5, I reckon he's had a couple of terrific years. Now that's almost
a free kick.
Now that is a free kick to Wine. By Dennis Rich, right on the ball there as he was pushed out of the contest. Now Wine, if you could hear Dimmer, because that's Paul Dimatina coming it down towards Grant. Couldn't hang on to it. Hudson, Ramiro, back it comes, West. Hudson again. Was that a throw? Or no, someone was grabbed high.
Was going to be paid, but Hudson wasn't in the position to take the advantage. It's going to West. As he got rid of the ball, he got one there.
Oh, yeah, West. Now, West gives it off. Dimatina breaks the tackle. Too easy. Dimatina. Johnson. He's harassed as he brings it down. Adam Huskus, well done. Should go to the boundary line. Does so.
Well played.
And over it goes. It was well played. Good defensive work.
I wonder if he had that eye drained, Tony Liberatore, because it was a ripper last week.
It was a beauty. I caught up with him during the week and he said no problems, he will be playing, not causing him any concern at all. So swelling's gone right down. It just looks bad, I guess. Hudson, kick smothered. Off the ground, Croft. Might be a score, might be out of bounds. Kept in play, Lyle couldn't handle it.
They seem to be playing a dual centre-half forward role with Croft and Grant. It's a big centre-half forward line, if they go half forward line if those two are playing across half forward.
So still in the Bulldogs' left forward pocket. 3 goals on the board so far. Wind in front of Lade. It's as far as we're going. And it's going to be another ball up. So Libba goes back to start it all over again. Manganine behind him. Lyle in front. Mead wins it. Actually hit it to Croft. Ramiro's hand pass, intercepting is Rombotis. Over to Dickey, needs a clean possession, gathers it well ultimately. Dickey's kick out towards centre wing, punch away by Dent. West, clear of Dickey. Bond leads in the race. He's got Wilson if he needs him. Wilson falls over, so he decides to kick it. Kicks it to a contest. That's a good mark. Kingsley doing well. Burgoyne up to half forward. No mark taken. Yes, it was. Predial to Southern, to Smith. Bulldogs sharing it around. Smith's disposal usually impeccable. Mead got underneath it. Primus looks for the hand pass. Mead ships it up towards centre wing. That's effective. This is James, brother of Brett James, who plays for the Crows. Or Huskis, a little fumble. He should be able to get out of it. Primus caught. Smith holding the footy. Oh, that was bad luck. Rowan Smith long bombed the half forward, and the mark is taken by Cook right on 50.
A shocking handball back there to Primus. Urbana was covered.
He was covered. He was standing
well
still.
And truly covered.
So James Cook.
Sorry, Pete. The Footscray fellows play well up the ground, their forwards, and then they run back into space. That's how Cook finished up with the ball. All the forwards well up the ground when that kick was taken. Must have hurt his eye.
3 marks he's taken.
James Cook, the left eye.
Be his 3rd kick. If anything, now the breeze is at his back. 53 metres. It's long, it's high. It's pretty handsome. It's a goal. It's the Bullies' 4th.
I know this probably sounds a bit silly, but...
No, go on.
Well, the car's sort of going, I don't know, conqueror.
Uh-huh. Would that be a fast conqueror, or a slower conqueror?
Yeah, like that.
My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I can hear these rumbling noises.
What, sort of...
Yes.
From the engine or the wheels?
The wheels.
Front or back?
Back. You believe me?
I believe we should check it out.
Ultra Tune. In tune with you and your car.
But I've got no doubt that there is a scoring end to left of screen, but not by a huge amount. That was Kingsley again, getting it to Mead. Mead the half forward, back with the flight of them. They're definitely kicking the ball about 10 metres further to left of screen. Brad Johnson. Mark dropped there by Grant. Here's Scott West bending it. Oh, what a good kick. Ramiro. This is when the forwards come running from everywhere. Courage is needed. Bond couldn't mark. Well played by Hudson. Oh, is that holding the ball? No. As Dent is dragged over the line with the football. Matthew Dent. Bernie Quinlan, when he coached Fitzroy, felt that Matthew Dent was the hardest player in the side at the ball.
Well, he hasn't lost anything, Pete, since then.
That's for sure. Now, Collinor. Terrific hit out that was by Wine. Here's West. Their use of the ball, normally pretty good. Here's Jose. Caught, that's holding the ball. Oh, he slipped. I thought he slipped his head down the tackle then. I reckon it could. Is it going which way? It is going the way of the Bulldogs.
Very lucky, very
I thought he
lucky.
ducked his head down then. A bit lucky, Jose, to get that one. Now he wants to play on. He does to Rowan Smith, who's a great kick. Hudson misses it. Back it comes to Smith again. Here's Minton Connell. There's a Port player injured behind the play here. This is high again for Chris Grant this time.
Is that Kingsley coming off?
Now, is the umpire paying?
Oh, let's hope it's not. It looks like he might have broken that arm.
Well, that'll be rotten luck because he's been fantastic. A 15-metre penalty. I think the Port Adelaide player mouthed up at the umpire and he's been penalised 50, but that is rotten news.
Could be his shoulder too. You just don't know. We'll have to wait on Matty Campbell.
Well, Adam Huskis is arguing with the umpire, but nevertheless it's going to be a goal here to Chris Grant. And there it is. That's his first, and the Bulldogs go on their way. Adam Kingsley still arguing, and they're 4 goals down, Port Adelaide, now after that 50-metre penalty.
Yes, and while all that was going on, Kingsley has gone off. There, it's too high. Kingsley's gone off with either a broken arm or a shoulder problem. Adam Huskus not happy with the decision. It's Kingsley.
Looks a bit of pain, Don, doesn't he?
Well, he'd had 4 kicks and 3 handballs. He was looking terrific.
So back to the centre. 32 plays 8 in favour of the Bulldogs in the first quarter. James gets through some pretty heavy traffic. Spiral punt almost up towards where Critiak should get there first. He does. Critiak at right half back. Cummings comes at him. And that's a good mark taken by Braden Lyle.
He's done well, Lyle. He sets it up for the Port side.
Dickey, maybe too far out. A long raking kick. He has scored, but it's only a minor one. There's one behind. Kick by Donald Dickey. Port badly needing a couple of goals to stay in touch. We've just passed the halfway mark of the quarter. It's 5-2 to 1-3. Rowan Smith. Bulldogs designated kicker 90% of the time. Liberatore well underneath that. Opportunity for James, but he couldn't take it cleanly. Ellis kicks up towards centre wing. Punch away by Mead. Should clear the boundary line and does in front of West. And it'll be thrown in next to the interchange gates on centre wing. And let's hope we don't have a repeat of the controversy last night at the SCG. Fegit and Kingsley on the bench. Now Kingsley's injury, here it is, there in that bump.
Could either be the shoulder or he might have gone to ground on his arm.
On centre wing, it's going to be a free kick to Port. Heaver at his 3rd AFL club, and he'll put power into attack. He'll kick to half forward.
Well, he'd know this ground like the back of his hand, Brent Heaver. But he's got a tough day because Libber's picking him up. Almost a mark to Danny Southern. Josh Franco. Burgoyne went without it. And there's Dimatina at the bottom of that pack. He's had a great year, Paul Dimatina.
One of the most improved in the competition, isn't he?
Well, he only really needed a chance. He didn't get much of a go wherever he's been, Paul. His dad was a terrific player for North Melbourne and Richmond, Frankie Dimatina. It's on centre wing. It'll be a throw-in. It's amazing how... Oh, I hope that's not a shoulder injury there to Rowan Smith. Oh, he's holding... no, he seems all right. A bit of a worry as he goes down and then immediately... Oh, a bit of a worry when you start clutching your shoulder immediately. There's Libber. They're after him. Burgoyne. It's it to Braden Lyle. On to James. James brings it in towards half forward. You can see that ball hold up. Craig Ellis breaks away and drives to the half forward line. Primus did well. Well played by Primus. He's hurt himself, Primus. He showed a lot of courage.
And so is Croft in front. Grant crashed the pack from behind.
Wanganeen de Brewer. Here's Heaver. Let's see what Port can do. He's gone. No, he isn't. He got the handball in. And round the corner it goes, Eagleton, up towards half forward, the mark taken by Ellis. But Croft is up and about now.
And also Primus is up and going as well.
Croft fairly injury prone. Well, Dimatina lost sight of it. James doesn't. Neither does Liberatore. Back to Dimatina, left half back. Dimatina on a Collinyook at left centre wing. Croft, has he recovered from that knock? Now Wanganeen did well, got a push in the back from Hudson. He'll get a free kick. Squares the ball. We've had a few injuries early in this match. It's a kick from Primus onto James. Now Matt has some news for us on the boundary. Matt?
Yes, Peter, Adam Kingsley has popped his AC joint and I don't think we'll be seeing him again this afternoon.
Gee, that's rotten luck. Lade's kick down towards full forward. Sadat Sir in the road. Back up the suspension. Brewer, left foot snap. One behind only.
That was good play by Sir. He's not big enough to match it with Cummings in a man-on-man duel, but at least he's now going in front and hitting the ball first. That'll be a decided advantage to him. Smith the kicker. does a bit of everything. Smithy's down on the forward line, half forward line, and also brings the ball in.
Well, he's very, very quick, and he's a great kick. So, he's bringing it towards Danny Southern, who flies at the back. Dimatina, the chip kick. He's looking for Ramiro. That might be out in the full. Yep, it is.
Oh, it's rotten luck, isn't it, when that happens?
No, the recipient will be Matthew Primus. He's a very, very big bloke. On to Wilson. Wilson to half forward. Nothing much happening for him here as Danny Southern floats across the pack to take the mark. Up he goes. Smith. Oh, he'll love this. He can run right down the wing. No, he's not going to. He's going to chip it to the middle to Wine. He finds him. West is caught. That's holding the ball, surely. Oh, very lucky. Collinor onto the left. Ramiro waits underneath it and marks. He gives it off. Scott West from 55 metres. Sets out the goal. Bang, it's through the middle.
Coming up
on the Today Tonight program,
Busted, one of Adelaide's biggest pyramid selling syndicates.
A lot of people have made money out of it. Everyone's a winner.
Millions of dollars.
3 million.
And the police dobbed in.
I've got the list of cops' names and everything.
And you'll never guess who's the boss. Plus, Adelaide's heartbroken husband, dumped by his new Filipino bride.
She's played me for a sucker.
Just 3 weeks after she got into the country.
A setup.
And the model nursing home that keeps you young at heart. That's 6:30 on 7.
95 Piston first. Scott West putting through his first and the Bulldogs second. Wind knocks it down. Dickey kicks it back towards half forward. Smith in the thick of things in the first quarter. Ellis. Brewer stands the mark. Dimatina doing some good work across half back. Looks for the skipper. Won't lose him any votes. Wind in front of his opposite number 15 in Wilson. Wind to half forward.
Strong mark by Johnson. They're playing very confident football, the Western Bulldogs.
They sure are. Ramiro got too far underneath it, but he's going to get a free kick.
Gee, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Hudson was in front of the Port man there, Bond. Oh, I see. It's going to Hudson, so obviously Bond must have pushed him out.
So Hudson has the free kick. He's already kicked 1 goal today, going for the Bulldogs 7th in the first quarter. So not the start that Port Power would have wanted from 49.5 metres. He's kicked it like his dad, straight as a die.
Well, he kicked it better than his father, I'll go on the record as saying, because his father never kicked drop punts. He kicked those horrible mongrel punts, but they always found their mark. They were very accurate. But and there's the free kick. Maybe a little bit soft, but good umpiring to pick that out.
Well, Bulldogs well in front at the moment. His Primus, he did that. Well, this is where they're falling down at half forward. Brewer, that's Port Adelaide I'm talking about, of course. Crediot on to Smith. Oh, this is beautiful football. On to Grant. Grant chips it in short, and he's found Hudson, who's moving well.
He's moving exceptionally well.
Paul Hudson drives it long, looking for his cousin, Minton Connell. Darcy is on the ground. Gives it off. Collinor. Liberatore, they love him. Oh, don't they love Liber? He's kicked the goal.
This could be the best quarter that Footscray have had this year.
Western Bulldogs.
Western Bulldogs, but I've been saying it for 49 years. They scored 52 points against Essendon in the first quarter, and now they're 50 up. There's Darcy on the ground getting involved, but when things open up the way they do here, you're hot. And the Western Bulldogs certainly hot at the moment.
Well, the Doggies on fire, 8-2 to 1-4. Now Ellis, Liberatore, who kicked the goal. Hudson and Bond. Hudson's kicked 2 already. Back to West, himself a goal scorer. Minton Connell, strangely, hasn't been able to get into the play. Huskus, Cook, over the boundary line, throw in right forward pocket for the Bulldogs. In fact, Minton Connell is 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Well, they've had 6 different goal kickers, Pete, out of the 8 goals scored so far. There's Minton Connell.
Last week started with 4 behinds, but he managed to get into the goals later. Darcy out rucks. Going to get a free kick down there, Primus. Got a bad knock earlier. Seems to be moving okay now. He's going to come across goals.
Nothing offering.
You can say that again. Has to go deep into the pocket. The mark is taken by Steve Paxman.
That's his first kick, the first time I've seen Paxman.
Yet his man hasn't had a kick.
No, that's right. Minton Connell. Paxman from right back pocket. Ball standing up a little bit into the breeze. Now, it might be a free kick here to Franco. It is. He was nudged out. A little bit of a push in the back. The Gary medalist did last year. Franco from right half back. Kicks to centre wing. Ellis underneath it. Uncontested, actually, over the top of Brewer.
This man a real athlete.
But they've got to do
real bounce in his step, Ellis.
They've got to do something about centre-half forward. They're getting killed there, Port Adelaide. There's Primus going for the big punch. Here's John Rombotis. Beautiful kick. This is Lade. He's got to get it moving quickly.
Well,
Cummings is on the lead. That's better. That is good football. But he's dropped the mark. Was it a push in the back? Umpire didn't think so. So that Sir heads for the line. And over it goes. In fact, it's a free kick. It will go to Brent Heaver way out there in front of the Carlton Social Club. I'm sure he would have had a few pot shots from there. Look at that great camera shot. Oh, if he had have known, he could have had a kick for goal. But the siren sounded as the ball was in motion, and it is no score, of course. So a terrific quarter by the Western Bulldogs, and Don, it's a side playing with enormous confidence.
Oh, my word, Peter, the way the goals open up, the way they're running down to the 4 line, they've had 6 different goal kickers out of the 8, and they're hot. They are really very, very hot at the moment. Chock full of confidence. And what can the Port Power do to stop them? Well, I suppose they've just got to run with them in. They open up their forward line very, very well, the Western Bulldogs, and lead well into space. And it's an excellent first quarter. That's probably their second best quarter for the year on the scoreboard. Their best being against Essendon about 2 weeks ago.
And Terry Wallace very animated at the first change. That's how to take a mark, boys. And the Plough having a few words to say, but I think he'd be happy with the score. The lead is 40 points enjoyed by the Bulldogs. We'll take a break from Optus Oval as Jack Cale comes out to address his charges. We'll be back in a moment.
He's been involved in a crash last night, and I'm sorry he died.
Come on. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that.
I'm sorry.
I'm
really sorry. Come and sit down on the couch.
Let's go and sit down.
Oh!
Mommy, what's wrong?
Oh, no.
The Jeep Cherokee Great Escape continues. It's never been easier to experience the legendary performance of a Jeep Cherokee thanks to our Great Escape finance package. For just $99 a week, you're in command of 4-litre 6-cylinder power and select-track 4-wheel drive. All for just $99 a week. So plan your Great Escape now, because Jeep Cherokees are escaping faster than ever.
Hello?
Guten Tag.
It's after midnight here, so...
Did everybody get the facts?
Could you speak louder? This is Hans from Germany. We got the facts. It's all black.
There's a woman in jeans.
Yeah?
She's standing on a man's feet.
Only their heads are cut off.
She's trying to kiss him.
Did you say with no heads? This is Yoshi. We have no facts. Nothing.
IBM makes working together actually work.
He didn't pay.
They never do.
Now with even more peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
And welcome back to Optus Oval. 40 points the difference in favour of the Bulldogs. Paul Hudson 2 and James Cook 2, their major goal kickers. Scott Cummings is the goal kicker for Port Power. Now, 2 other games are being played today. Hawthorn and Geelong at Cardinia Park, Collingwood and West Coast at Victoria Park. But because many stations are taking replays, we won't be showing you progressive scores during the course of the day. What we will be showing you is plenty of Matty Campbell on the boundary line.
Something towards the left of screen. If you keep it low, there's really nothing to do with either side. And Port Adelaide really just can't get into the game. Jack Carl's just asked them to come out of their shell. They realise they're away, but they've got to start playing with some passion. And perhaps the only guy that was doing that was Adam Kingsley. And an update, he did actually dislocate his shoulder, so that's the end of him.
Has it gone back in, Matt, do you know?
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, that comment too, Pete, about I thought they played with lack of passion then in that quarter, Port Adelaide. They weren't desperate like they were early in the year.
Second quarter from Optus Oval, 40 points the difference in favour of the home side. Lade against Wind.
He's got a big jump, Lade.
Lyle's kick up in the air. Wanganeen and James. Bond at centre wing. Kicks to half forward. Ellis in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball shuffled back to Franco. It's out of bounds.
He and Sexton will be the 2 form centre-half backs in the league. There he is. I hope he's not injured. He's limping.
And Port Adelaide are definitely missing big Darryl Poole, aren't they, around that centre-forward region. Throws his weight around.
That's what they need today. Fegan on the ground, number 17, having his first run. And Dennis Rich, the umpire. Don't think he'd mind if I called him a veteran. Number 3 is going to throw it in the air, so the ground must be a lot softer over there. Fegan against Wine, and it's going to be a free kick to the Bullies. Dimatina, the advantage is paid. Ramiro over the top. Hudson. Grant calls for it, didn't quite reach Grant. Bond goes down too high. Should get a free kick. James, the advantage, will be paid. Wilson at midfield should put Port deep into attack. He does. He chips it out towards. It's a little bit wide. This is Fegan again, so he's made his presence felt already. Looks for Cummings.
That is an excellent mark.
Terrific grab.
That is an excellent mark.
He seems to have recovered from that, Doc.
That's a sign of confidence. Matty Campbell on the boundary.
I just can't quite hear us there. You there, Matty?
Yes, Port Adelaide made a couple of changes, Peter. They've put Fegan into centre-half forward, and he's a known defender for Port Adelaide. They've taken Primus off, and also Peter Burgoyne taken off. So Jack trying to do something.
Yes, well, they certainly needed a lift. Good mark. So that's Liberatore. Gee, do they love him, the crowd. Centre wing. Bit of a push out by Darcy. This is Wilson. Doesn't actually take it. Good umpiring to call play on. Well done by Dennis Rich. That's Dickey to Brendan Lade. Lade runs to half forward and drives it to full forward. Cummings can't hang on to it. Eagleton snaps. Oh, great attempt, but just missed. And there he is, number 25, who had it was a good effort. Just the wrong side of the post by Nathan Eagleton. 8-2 to 1-5. And as Matty Campbell said...
I wonder if Liberatore's got his role still of tagging people, because he seems to be running fairly free.
Well, here's Smith.
Looks like he might be with... No, he wouldn't be with Brewer.
Good mark, Chris Grant. He's at half back. Gives it off. Gee, they're backing themselves in there, running in numbers. Brad Johnson.
Running forward of the play, aren't they?
Here's Ramiro. Oh, look at this. Hudson's having a really good day. He nearly slipped over. Then he's got time to chip it around. Bombota's where, oh, Brewer a little fumble, but he's still got it. He'll drive it out to centre wing. Oh, poor kick. Too high, that pass.
Grant thumps it some 35 metres downfield. Huskus, named him the Space Cadet when he was up in Sydney. Crediuk takes the mark. Dent.
Steve Killennock's injured himself after he clashed with the two Port players on half forward.
West to Liberatore. Great tackle, Fabian Francis.
And coming on for the Bulldogs will be Nathan Brown, the youngster from Bendigo. He was quite impressive earlier in the year.
Francis's kick. Cross to Brewer. Now Paxman. And that is a long kick. Cummings on the end of it takes the mark in front of Sadat Sir. So the attrition rate is high here today.
I think he's all right. He's in a lot of pain. He jogged off at the end, Steve.
Has been known to get the odd injury or two. Cummings, the only goal kicker for Power so far. 1-5 their tally. He's kicked 1-1 of it.
He's a noted long kicker, Pete.
So the distance shouldn't bother him. He'll be kicking right on 50. In fact, a little bit further out than that. It's going to be touch and go. Oh, gee, that's not bad. He's kicked it. Great goal.
I love this time of year.
Yes, it's that time of year when you can pick up the 3.5-litre GLX Pajero for $39,990.
Did you get a bonus?
He certainly did. A big fat factory bonus on Express Van during Mitsubishi's end of financial year sale.
He must have got a decent tax return.
No, he didn't. He got a great factory bonus on Triton during Mitsubishi's end of financial year sale.
Well, that might give them a bit of heart, though, but they need 3 or 4 quick ones, Port Adelaide, to get themselves back in it. Wind against Lade. Here's Wanganeen. They go forward again. Well played by Rowan Smith. Now it's Brad Johnson. West. Terrific support there. Liberatore. Ramiro. It's knocked on. Brewer is there. Ramiro again. That was Dent. Back to Ramiro. To Liberatore. Oh, good play by the Bulldogs. He chips it across, an ordinary kick. Well played by Donald Dickey. Lade. Paxman. Back to Dickey. And now Port Adelaide will come down the middle of the ground. Now this is Eagleton again onto his left foot. He drives it long. Cummings. Over the back is Franco. It sits for him. On the left foot he bends it back. Oh, great kick. Top goal. It was a Fegan, I think.
It was Fegan, and that was an excellent kick. We've seen 2 excellent goals. One from James Cook earlier, and that one there because he meant to kick that goal. Obviously suffers from a little bit of asthma, bronchial problem. And here is the build-up. Now watch Fegan. He's the best passage of play in this. The ball goes long. There he is anticipating. Holds the ball. That's an excellent kick for goal. Well done.
Matty Campbell has some news on Kowanyuk, Matt.
Yes, thanks, Peter. He's quickly strapped the thigh and he's jogging up and down the boundary, so I think he'll be back in the game very shortly.
Well, that's good news for the Bullies. Great goal there by Fegan. Can they get another one? Almost a mark. Eagleton. Dent comes at him hard. Franco, left foot snap. It's coming close. One behind only by Josh Franco. A shrug of the shoulders. So they've got a little bit of momentum up now. They're just got to keep it going. 24 plays 50. And there's Steve Kowanyuk just having a walk around the boundary line, either a quadricep injury or a hamstring strain, something of the ilk. He's going to do a bit of stretching work now.
I think it's a bad cork. You see, he's got the padding on the top of the thigh.
Marking contest out there. In fact, Ellis made it no contest.
Good overhead, Pete.
He is very good, isn't he?
Well, Brewer worked his way to the front, but Cook showed better judgment from everybody. Oh, terrible hand play. Grant got it, but I don't think it was intended for him. Back to Cook. And he kicks into the man on the mark, so some untidy play there. West underneath it. Grant. Dimatina. Now Brown. Back to Dimatina. Hudson. who's been useful. Bond's got him.
No, it's gone out earlier, Peter, and the play went on. Nobody saw the umpire.
You know, they're only 4 goals out of it now, Port.
Much better start to the second quarter than the first. They only played here once before. That was against North Melbourne. The Roos won by 28 points. Wine to Brown. Youngster. Kicks up to half forward, right on 50. It's not going to be a mark. Brown won the Morris Medal last year. Tony Liberatore won one of those many years back.
But if he can get back on the ground whilst that leg is still warm, if it cools down, he'll have trouble.
Rombotis. Dimatina again to half forward. Is it a mark to Brown? The umpire said no. Grant to Scott Wine. Should be a mark coming up here to Port. It is. Adam Huskus had no one to kick it to. He kicked it and chased it himself. He'll be hoping it bounces out. In fact, I don't think it is going to, and it holds up. Tries to help it on its way, and a good effort there by Adam Huskus to gain about 45 metres. Well, they've lifted their game. I didn't think they showed enough intensity in that first term, Port Adelaide, and I think Jack Cale has given them a bit of a serve. There's Wilson for half forward. Feagit, middle of the pack. Oh, Franco was caught very high then. Taken away by Dent. Dimatina's out here, centre wing. He's having another good game. Oh, great kick. Beautiful kick to Hudson. Hudson wants to draw the man here. Now he elects to go back. He may be just out of kicking distance. About 55. He's going to have a shot. No, he's not. He's going to give it off to West, who comes inside 50, drives up towards goal. Is that a mark to Cook? Umpire said no. It came off the Port Adelaide player, and it's handballed through for a behind.
A lot of courage shown there by Luke Darcy, the way he backed into the pack there. At least he brought the ball to ground. It was a good effort by Luke. Did well last week when he was on the ball. I just hope he gets his opportunity, because the captain is on the ball most of the time, and Darcy could develop into a very handy ruck.
We made an interesting move last week, Scotty, because Wind, I think, spent all last quarter on the bench, and Darcy was the preferred tall option.
Well, he did very, very well, actually, Darcy.
Laid at the back. Wind now at the back. Mops up well over the head of Feagit. Now it comes to Johnson from Ellis. Cook having a very good game so far, James Cook.
He is a very productive forward.
Had a few words to say to Brewer.
I didn't think Brewer was that tall, but standing next to Cook, he's a rather tall player.
Dennis Brewer brings him 3 metres back on the mark. Now this is going to test him.
He'll put it right in the goal square. He's a prodigious kick of the footy.
Still haven't goaled in the second quarter, the Bullies. He's gone in short. Hudson really making his presence felt in this match. He's taken 6 marks and had 10 disposals so far, whereas his cousin, Simon Minton-Connell, has been very, very quiet, still 0-0.
Remember when we used to call him when he was a blonde, Pete?
He looks a little bit different now, doesn't he? Just a tad.
Like Stephen Tingay of Melbourne.
Yes. Hudson from 45 out, about a 60-degree angle. And, gee, might have scraped it in from behind if we're generous. The goal umpire was. So Hudson notches his first behind. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. Still the Bullies goalless in the second quarter. It's 8-4 to 3-6.
Well, there's the Port Adelaide bench. Matthew Primus is there. Nice mark taken by Braden Lyle. Now he's chipping this out wide. That's good play. As James brings it down towards half forward. And good mark to Danny Southern, but wasted football by Port. He's Scott West at half-back. Onto the left, he spotted Nathan Brown out of the corner of his eye. Good vision. Brown to Matthew Clough. Clough breaks the tackle, well played. Brings it in towards half-forward. Courage shown there by Lyle. Mead and Huskus. Well, they combine, but again a poor kick straight to Johnson. That's just poor disposal. Johnson. Hudson, they've got a man up on him. Johnson. Ramiro bending it back. Wanganeen leaves it delayed. over the Bond, and Dickey is out here at half-back.
Donald Dickey around Brown, but only just. Rombotis. Forward under pressure. Oh, Southern tried to barge his way through like a whale. West. Rombotis. Lovely blind to get it away from Dimatina. Krediuk. Krediuk at right half-back. Tries to measure the pass. He does to Dimatina. Gee, could almost be 50
well,
against
I think
Dickey.
that was off. I think that touched the hand of a player from Krediuk. That's why Dimatina was off.
Well, the umpire says he was over the mark, and Dimatina gets a 50 metres.
It's about 30 metres.
I think that's what Dickey was saying, but you've got to go by the whistle.
Wind to Brown, who's been conspicuous since he came on, the youngster. Hudson again.
That was an excellent kick, wasn't it?
He is everywhere.
Nathan Brown, that was just terrific. I know he's on his dominant foot. He's on the foot of the ball.
7 marks, 6 kicks, 6 hand passes for Paul Hudson, and 2 goals. Going for his third, acute angle. Not an easy shot. Distance not a problem. One behind. 2 goals, 2 to Paul Hudson. 8-5 to 3-6. So halfway through the second quarter, and only 3 behinds. At it as Bond takes the kick out.
Bond is a much improved player. This is Shane Bond. Good mark, Braden Lyle. He's got a man on his own here. No, he's covered now. Too late. So Lyle kicks long. The Flyers are there. Over the back is Eagleton. Up in the air at half forward. No mark. The Bulldog defence strong. Steve Krediuk. Cross the ground. That's no mark again. Dimatina. Up he goes. It's this Hudson again. Well, just pick up who's supposed to be on him.
Bond.
Well, he's not doing his job. He's got to be with him. Sock it off the ground. The umpire said kicking in danger. And it'll go to Mead, to Bond. Bond sprints away and drives long to half forward. It's all Bulldogs. And that is poor kicking again. They've kicked straight to the opposition. Krediuk finds Dimatina.
Well, those two are having a field day down there. They're mopping up everything.
And they're kicking to him.
Brown missed it. Rombotis makes it a contest. A weight being used in there. Brown tries to get it out. Knock on by Southern into space. Croft. Good Shepherd. Oh, Rombotis nearly got collected as he went down. Brown centres the ball. Liberatore. So it's 2 Moorish medalists combining there. West up to midfield. Feagit comes on the mark. Now Smith decides to go around him. Loves a run. Rowan Smith. Hudson again. Nearly. Lade was there. Huskis makes it a contest. Well done.
Real mismatch between Lade and Hudson.
Huskis from right half back. Feagit, who kicked a great goal earlier in the quarter. Rain starting to fall, so that lead is worth something a little bit extra now. Krediuk off the ground. Eagleton, good tackle. Ellis. Ball jarred free. Liberatore finally back to Ellis. And the Bulldogs should clear again. He has a bounce. Dickey comes at him. Kicks over to Dimatina on his own. Down to Croft. Croft too far out to score. Well, the weather forecast spot on at the moment. Lyndon Collins still can't get a touch. Paxman, hard to earn kicks on him. This is Lade.
Good play by Paxman then. Oh, look at this. Straight to Dimatina again. I don't know what the Port Adelaide players are doing. Every time they look up, they kick at the opposition. Wine into half forward, and he finds Chris Grant. Well, they've got to do something about their disposal of Port, or they've got no chance of getting into it. There's a wobbly old punt kick down towards full forward. Nice mark taken by Lade. He's marked the wobbly ball.
Hudson's by himself, still across half forward.
Wilson is in the back pocket. He chips it around to Dickey. Now they've got them. Brewer's in the middle of the ground. Can he find him? He waits Brewer. Good play. Ellis, though, used his body well. Dimatina's having a great game. Centre of the ground. Here's Steve Krediuk, who's had numerous hamstring injuries over the years. On to Johnson. Into the pocket. Croft is at the back. He's got 2 to beat. Paxman is one of them. Did he take it out? Dickey waits for it. There's Minton Connell. This will be his first kick. Around the corner. No, straight up in the air. Wanganeen has been fairly quiet. Bond. The centre wing. Fegan. Oh, good use of the body. Terrific. And that was completely legitimate, wasn't it, Don? Fegan. Oh, again, this is unbelievable. Straight to the Bulldogs again. Where are their forwards? Credior. Dimatina on his own. And Port Adelaide just not playing man-on-man football.
Well, the Bulldogs are not capitalising on it, Pete.
No, because they've got
Croft
a
is
goal.
all by himself. I looked down the ground. Croft is still by himself.
This is Cook. Cook at centre wing. Hudson again. James tries to break the tackle. Huskus away from Cook.
Look at this.
Southern again. No one within Kiwi of him. So that Sir should provide the shepherd. Now he has to go across goal. This might be a chance. No one there. It's a foot race. Fegan. Can he make it his second for the quarter? Cummings. Southern's got him. Fegan off the ground. And he might have got his second. He has.
You boys managed to contact Gary to tell him we're playing in Adelaide?
No, couldn't reach him.
For a monthly fee on a mobile phone that's around the cost of a couple of pairs of footy socks, it's easy to stay in touch with Telstra MobileNet.
Making it easy for you.
So Steve Collinook is back on the ground, but there was some ordinary football there before, in that couple of minutes before that goal, but it was a handy one. They're only 4 goals down. That's Port Adelaide. Down it comes the half-forward line again. It's bent back in front of goal. Cummings off hands and one behind. (8-5 to 4-7). What's the report down there, Matty?
Well, with the wet weather coming down, Peter, they've had to put Collinook on and they've taken Cook, the high marking player, off. The funny thing is, Peter, as you mentioned, Port are the only one who kicked a goal in this quarter, even though they're playing badly.
Well, they kick to the opposition on every occasion, but they're not capitalised. This bloke's a good player, Lade. He couldn't quite hang on to that. That's Steve Credior. Wine almost threw that out. Scott West. Dimatina again. He's got a running play here in Dent. He's looking for Croft. If he marks, he can run on. Good play. Oh, good defensive play by Wanganeen too to put a bit of pressure on. Rombotis went without it. High on Croft. Could have been a free kick. Ramiro gets it to Liberatore. On to Scott West. Punched away by Paxman. Geez, doing well at full back. Here's Bond. Who tucks it under the arm and then bombs it in long. A one-on-one contest here at centre wing. Punched away by Dent. Away from Fabian Francis. Here's West. Liberatore. Oh. West. Wine. He's gone. Gets in a hand pass. Credior. They're going round in circles to try and get the loose man going. Here's Dent. Half forward is Nathan Brown. He's a beautiful kick, this kid.
It'd need to be from there. Minton Connell makes a lead. He's had a dirty day. Paxman's had the better of that contest. Brown. Centering kick. Not quite sure for whom it was intended. Paxman. Clear of Minton Connell. Heaver. On the centre wing, Eagleton needs to bounce kindly for him. Over the head of Smith. Back to Franco. He's caught Smith. Holding up on him.
See, that was a good tackle. He would have been away there. There was a 2-on-1. Good effort by Smith. Looking for the 50-metre. Here's Franco. That's a good effort, isn't it? Stripped him of the ball.
Rowan Smith with the free kick at left half back for the Western Bulldogs. Still goalless in this quarter. But they've had a lot of the play. Credior. He's got a lot of kicks in this term. Credior from left half back. Mead punches. Kick away by Eagleton. Heaver on the end of it. Heaver at his 3rd AFL club. Cummings, good mark, strong grab in front of Sadat Sir. Now, distance won't be a problem. We've seen him kick a beauty in this quarter from further out and on a worse angle. So Port making a little bit of a charge. It's a slow one. 4-7 to 8-5, but they've kicked 3 goals in this quarter. Kovalyuk on the boundary line still.
I don't think he'll take any further part in the game, Peter.
With problems.
Off. No, the cork's too severe.
Cummings from 49 metres. The Port crowd behind the goals like it, and so does he. It's there.
The Mitsubishi Magna V6 is more than 4 cents a kilometre cheaper to run than Falcon. Now, that may not sound like much, but just think how that adds up in the long run. And when you consider Magna costs $1,500 less, well, no wonder it's Australia's car of the year.
Port are coming back. Laid again. Here they go through Brewer. If they can get another one, it'll be handy. Oh, great kick by Brewer. Cummings couldn't mark it. He goes after it. He's playing for a free kick. Should have tried to knock it on. Oh, over the line goes, so that's not the...
Brewer's got some real class, Peter. He reminds me of a former teammate of his who's doing well at the moment for Fremantle. That's Wills.
The one player I want to comment on is doing another great job is Mead at centre back. He is mean and tough.
Bulldogs' last goal late in the first quarter. Can they get out of danger here? Ellis gets it onto his teammate down there in Johnson. Ellis comes again, kicks it off the ground. Fegan bends it back along the ground. Lucky's 2 goals in this quarter. Dent. Chance for Dickey if he gets there first. Or courage from Dimatina. Eagleton missed it. Brown up in the air. Wanganeen, yes! Like a juggled slips catch.
He's been a bit disappointing this season, his form.
Gavin Wanganeen. Now, Matty Campbell said if you put the ball high, the wind carries it. I wonder if he's going to try that. Clock ticks down to half-time. Less than half a minute. He doesn't know that. A torp would be handy. A drop putt. Gee, it covers some distance too. Grant, the big arms go up. Dickey being brought back on the mark. West. Best and fairest winner, a couple of seasons back for the Doggies. Ramiro. There's the siren for half-time. So we've only had 1 goal kicked at the other end of the ground. The Bulldogs in that quarter adding only 3 behinds. Port Adelaide kicked 4 goals down there. The Western Bulldogs kicked 8 in the first quarter, of course, and that man on screen, Fegan, well, he gave them something, didn't he? Good endeavour at the footy, and 6 kicks, 1 hand pass, 3 marks, and he finished up kicking 2 goals. So at quarter time, we thought it was going to be a very one-sided affair, but not so now.
No, and Footscray just not capitalising. They're handling the ball a lot, maybe across their half-forward line, their full-forward line. But then again,
Mead, number 33, very impressive.
Third quarter from off this oval, 16 points the difference. The Bulldogs lead by, but they led by 40 points at quarter time. So Port Adelaide right back in this. Laid loses out to Wind. On to Rombotis at half-forward.
on too, Pete.
Hand passes over his shoulder, actually. Liberatore, it was Ramiro off the ground, and there's a mark at half-back to Rombotis. Light rain falling, as per the forecast. Ground in pretty good condition. We had nearly 1 inch of rain in Melbourne yesterday. This ground stands up pretty well. There he is, Fegan, marking in front of Ellis. Kicked 2 goals in the second quarter after spending the first quarter on the bench. Danny Southern.
Well, it's definitely the scoring end left of screen. 12 goals have been scored down that end, whereas right of screen only the 1 goal has been scored, and that was by Port in the first quarter.
Kretiuk's kick, Rombotis couldn't mark it. Bouncing ball, Kellett on the ground for the first time. Now the ball is coming back. It is going to be a free kick.
He's reporting in
for attempted trip, I suppose.
Was an attempted trip, or...
Well, that's what it'd have to be. What else could it be? And a 50-metre penalty. Darren Mead can't believe it.
I can't either. What did you think, Scotty?
Peter, what I think...
I thought he was...
I can't believe...
I thought he was just wrong-footed. I thought he was wrong-footed and he just tried to get back to stop the man.
Do you have any view of that, Matty Campbell, down at the boundary? Nigel Coward has the free kick. Chance for the Bullies' first goal since quarter time, and what's he done with it?
I think he's hooked, though.
He has kicked only behind.
And that was a bad miss.
8-6 to 5-7. And Steve Paxman hasn't had many kicks himself, but neither was his opponent, Simon Minton-Connell, who's had only just the one kick. That was in the second quarter.
So Paxman's certainly done his job. It's a pretty good feeling for a fullback to keep it. As we see Cook taking the mark, he's an improved player. When you keep your opponent goalless to half-time, must give you confidence. Oh, an ordinary. He does, unfortunately, James Cook just does those stupid things every now and again to let himself down. That's an ordinary kick. Straight to Rowan Smith. And Cook fell over that time. He's done some good things. He's caught, almost threw it away. Now, this is Fabian Francis driving it long to Cummings. Can he take the grab? No. Over the back. Off the ground by Heber. Cummings again. Taps it on. And nearly crashes into
Callett coming off the ground. Callett off the ground and Croft coming back on for the Western Bulldogs.
I wonder if that's punishment for missing that shot at goal, Nigel Callett. Anyway, it's up in the port forward line. Is he on a phone there?
Yeah.
Yes, on the phone to Terry Wallace. Alice. Kicked away by Steve Crediel. Heber. And he's happy to take it over the line about 45 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal.
I don't think you need a phone to hear what the plough is having to say at the moment. Do you really?
So Fegert, who has kicked 2 goals, to take on Craig Ellis in this ruck contest. Franco has it locked in. The umpire will bounce it.
Eagleton gets himself up to start all over again. Bounce just inside 50, right half forward for Port Adelaide. Fegert against Ellis. Neither a decisive tap out. Wangadeen gets the bounce that he doesn't want, and it beats him over the line. So it's a little bit closer to goal. 54 plays 37, 8-6 to 5-7 in favour of the home side. The Bulldogs 8 goals in the first quarter. They haven't got one since. Wind over the top. Southern caught by Fegert. Wind goes again. Liberatore low to the ground. Crediuk kicks it only about 30 metres. Lade takes a mark. Lade on centre wing, just near the interchange gates. No problems there today, unlike last night in Sydney. Good kick. Stands up into the breeze. Big pack of players. West at the back reads it best. On to Southern. Francis too late. Crediuk thought about going off. Wilson stopped him. Now the umpire says play on. That's a terrible kick. Up and under. Brown. Good attempt to mark. Eagleton will take it over the boundary line. Throw in centre wing out of side. Plenty of advice from the Footscray crowd. They want goals. They've had plenty of the play. Well on top in all the stats that count, but they haven't been able to get goals since the first quarter. And it's all locked up again. Wangadeen the last to get up, the Brownlow medalist of a couple of seasons back in '93, and he'll give it to the umpire.
Well, Port Adelaide's defence actually doing pretty well at the moment. They've locked them up, and there's the big centre forward, Fegert, number 17, who's kicked 2 goals, and they certainly need him to fire up there with Darryl Poole missing. It's kicked by Fegert, gains about 30 metres. Here's Franco, who's got to get it moving quickly. Onto the left foot, brings it in towards full forward, no mark. Crediuk was the player who dropped it. There's Sadat Sir. It's still in that forward pocket region. Sadat Sir dives in on, oh gee, they went in hard into that pack. And the umpire will come in and bounce it. It's about 20 metres out from goal. The Port Adelaide goal, that is. Dennis Rich, Darren McCauley and Derek Humphrey Smith. It should be in the Melbourne members, a name like that. Now, Fegert. Oh, that could be holding the ball against Franco. There's Fegert going in hard again. Alice boots it in mid-air. Down towards Dickey. He's caught. Loses it. West Receives from Wine. Dimartina having a great game again. Drives to half forward. At the back is Bond. Punches it away from Hudson. Hudson's had the better of that duel, and eventually it's forced over the line.
Throw in right on 50. Still no goals in the third quarter, and that's better news for Port Adelaide than it is for the Bulldogs. Crowd very vocal in the first quarter when the Doggies kicked 8 goals. Laid from behind. Wanganeen. Franco in front. Chance for the Bulldogs now through Cook. Steadies. Croft. Didn't really have to move too far for that. And Nigel Callum missed a sitter from closer in. What can Croft do? He kicked the sealer last week. Hasn't scored today, Matthew Croft.
Peter, 7.5 minutes into the third quarter, we've only had the 1 point scored, and that was by the Western Bulldogs.
It is raining slightly as Croft comes in for the kick. Right on 50. And that's drifting to the left as well. One behind only.
Gee, it could be costly, couldn't it?
55-37, so Port not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, and that rain getting a little bit heavier, and that will certainly help the Bulldogs. Paxman, who's done an excellent job on Minton Connell to kick in.
And there's Darren Mead. He's an old-time defender, Darren Mead. Centre wing, Brad Johnson. Shuffles it away. Oh, it's hooked back into play. Well played by James. Now he's got support here from Brewer. Grant dives on it. He's trying to get a free kick there, but the Port Adelaide players did it well. Cook loses it in the tackle. And the umpire will throw it in. That annoying drizzly rain.
I think it's a bit more than
probably
drizzle.
more than a drizzle now. And I wish I could go down and take Matt Campbell's place on the boundary line. It'd be fantastic down there, wouldn't it? As we see Wine received from Grant. There's Mead. He received the kick of Ramiro. Dickey. Mead again. Oh, he's doing a lot in this term, but he's kicked it straight up here to Ellis. Brewer did well. Here's Wanganeen. Gee, a goal would lift him here. He's got a chance too. Look at it, Cummings. Couldn't grab it. So that's Searle. Go for the boundary line. In fact, he knocks it through for a behind the Port, but they're having plenty of the play at the moment, and they're looking dangerous.
Well, actually, if he knocked it coming off, boys. Hudson's coming off now. He was a productive forward in the first half. And the Bulldogs have taken him off, and Callett's coming back on. Callett was benched after missing the point earlier.
As I said, if he'd knocked it out of bounds, it would have been a free kick, but it only scraped in from behind. Grant up in front, couldn't complete it. West looks for the hand pass to Critiop going past off the ground. Croft, a little give. Liberatore off the ground again. Minton Connell, can he get his second touch? He can't. Paxman, good tackle by Minton Connell, stopped his run. Now the hyphen, a chance close to the boundary line. Bond steals it from him. Good kick. Grant again, coming into his own in the third quarter as he did last week. Third in the Brownlow last year, Chris Grant. Not a great kick. Kick away by Lyle. Up towards midfield for Port. Oh! Peagott. Long bomb. Cummings and Sadetsa. And the latter just a little bit too solid in that marking contest. Read it much better as the rain continues to team down here at Optus Oval. Dimartina in front of Heaver. Dimartina at left half back. Brings it back towards the centre of the ground. Credior, courage and good judgment. Ramiro. Jose's kicked to Brown at half forward. Knocked away from him. Wilson, a little give. Croft, good tackle. Bond on the bottom, might have got one high. Umpire says no. Brown, or Ramiro couldn't take the slippery ball. It's a hard pill in there. Kellett dispossessed by Dickey. Still Dickey, gives it to Bond. That's better. Now Wilson. Wilson around West, and they should get clear.
They're looking quite dangerous at the moment, Port. They've really upped the tempo since quarter time. There's a He's been impressive. Don Fegert there at centre forward.
Since coming on, Pete, at quarter time, he's done very, very well. A real player of the future. He'll give us promise.
Oh, I like the way that Fegert came crashing through before from centre half back. Unfortunately, Cummings is outmarked down there. Off the ground they go. Up towards half forward. Franco went without it. Still there at half forward. Rowan Smith dives on it. But this quarter, when they're kicking the scoring in, the Bulldogs not being able to get away with it, and they wouldn't want Port Adelaide to be with them at three-quarter time. The top side, the Bulldogs. Fegert again used his body well. Little Livers after it. Taps it up in the air to Smith. Up he goes, Rowan Smith. He's going to transfer play to the wide open spaces. Brad Johnson with pace. Onto the left. Oh, that is a beautiful kick. Good lead by Cook. We might have a shot from here. He's a booming kick. 55 metres from goal. Long kick will clear the fence.
He is a magnificent kicker. The football. He does it consistently too.
But they're not getting goals. And Paul Hudson on the bench after a very good first half.
Yeah, that's surprising, isn't it, really? Kurdiuk in the hands of the trainers. Has had injury problems with hamstrings previously. Don't know what sign that means, but let's see what he does with it. Paxman. Cook up in front of his skipper Wind, who read it better. Good tackle by Wanganeen. Two Brownlow medalists. Kevin in front. Mr. Sitter early in this quarter. Huskus comes at him. Liberatore, speaking of Brownlow medalists. That's off target, might be out of bounds. It is on the full. Free kick to be taken by Mead. And that stat hasn't changed. Laid in front, Wine behind. Flipped out to Wilson. Wilson from right half back. Oh. Brings it inboard. Needed to be good, and it wasn't really that good. Wilson comes again. And Liberatore. Brown at half forward. Heaver comes at him. Brown from 50. Is it their first goal this quarter? It is.
8:30 tonight. There have been many war films that have been called great, but viewers and critics agree just one can truly be called the greatest. The superb new digital master with Steve McQueen in the performance of his career, joined by the biggest screen legends you'll ever see in a daring World War II adventure based on the incredible true event, the escape of 76 prisoners from a Nazi detention camp. The Great Escape, 8:30 tonight on 7.
Finally, the Western Bulldogs score a goal. They lead by 4 as Brendan Lake gets it down the direction of Donald Dickey. Ramiro, West.
Darcy on the ball too.
Dimatina again. Now it's Darcy. Onto the right foot to half forward. Mead. Well played. Bond. Up in the air. Half forward is with Croft. Oh, good give to Johnson, who from 50 metres brings it up to the goal square. It's a 2-on-2 contest. Off hands with Adam Huskus. He mopped up well. And he'll drive it to half back. Johnson sets himself good mark. So this is Brad Johnson, state squad member, looking for Libber, and he's found him. 4 goals the margin, a vital few minutes coming up here. Oh, look at this. He's kicked it straight to Donald Dickey at centre half back. He gives it off to Huskus. Huskus drives with a wobbly kick to half forward. Good mark, Eagleton. Now Cummings is on the lead. This is good football. Very good play that. And a good lead out in front. No chance to pull back.
Now, he used the space well then, didn't he, Cummings? All he's got to do is get his kicking right.
Well, he's kicked 3. And this is a big kick coming up because they're down by 4. They bring the margin to about 2 by three-quarter time. You give them a huge chance.
Only 1 goal kick at that end so far.
So Scott Cummings from about 45 metres will drive at goal. It's close. He's got it, I think. I think it's a goal, all right. Yes.
In my day, you could feed an entire family for under $15.
Really?
Yep. Any 4 burgers, a family serve of fries, 12 McNuggets with sauces, and a 1 1/4 litre bottle of Solo, all for under $15. And they throw in a bottle of Dr. Pepper free.
Dad, When exactly was your day?
Last Tuesday.
McDonald's $14.95 McValue dinner.
Scott Cummings gets his fourth. It's only 3 goals the difference here at Optus Oval. So Port Power giving a pretty good account of itself. Lade can't get it past Smith. Heaver. Freddie Ork couldn't take the mark. Eagleton pin. Gang tackle down there. Crowd says ball, but that would be a little harsh. So we have a wrestle instead. Careful, boys.
Mitten Connell coming off, boys. Mitten Connell coming off. He's been kept quiet by Paxman, so it's a compliment to Paxman. And coming on, Paul Hudson.
I was surprised Hudson was taken off.
He was very stiff, wasn't he?
Must have been in discipline or something similar. Dimatina does the ruck work. Good tackle by Dent. Liberatore couldn't get clear. Lyle, did he throw it? Umpire said he did throw it. Scott West will take the free kick at centre half back for the best and fairest winner for the Bulldogs. Goes straight down the ground. Wilson, good mark, hits the ground running. Long hand pass, on the end of it is Eagleton.
Why didn't he keep going? He doesn't have a right foot.
Maybe saw Bond, gets it to him eventually, kicks to Francis, who marks in front of Danny Southern. Too far out to score, you'd think, from that end. Need to be
He started well early in the year, Fabian Francis.
Well, tried for the spiral, didn't get onto it at all. Bounce is going to be a factor here. Alice reads it best. Cummings tried to go off the ground. Franco's in there as well. It's out of bounds in Port Adelaide's right forward pocket. If the sun was out, it'd be in the shadows of the George Harris Social Club stand. Alice in front. Fegan punches to the front. Franco tried to go off the ground and rushed through for one behind by Dimatina to Port Adelaide. So 17 points is the margin. Under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Smith to kick in.
Well, it's danger time. I really do think that Port Adelaide are probably playing the better football at the moment. And looking quite dangerous, even though they're down by 3. Danny Southern against Lade. Well played by Grant. This is Nathan Brown. It's going to be a very good player. Matthew Croft. After him is Bond. And it's over the line for a throw in 50 metres from the Bulldogs' goal. Now we've got 6.5 minutes left in the third term, and I would think the Bulldogs would want to go in with a 3-goal break at 3/4 time. They'd be very dangerous, Port, if they could be within 2. Now that's Darcy. A chance here for Rowan Smith. Danger for Port Adelaide because Smith drives it on the left foot. Good play, Rowan Smith. He finds Brad Johnson.
A lot of composure shown by Smith on that occasion. He could have blazed away, came back onto the left and spotted Smith.
He's a class player. Johnson, Smith. So Brad Johnson, a very acute angle. Have to be right to left. He puts it out. It starts to swing and hit the post. I thought it was going to swing in and just sneak through, but it straightened up again, right up the death knot.
If he'd gone back 1 further metre, he would have got a goal. So Steve Paxman hasn't got brilliant stats himself, but Minden Connell got 1 kick on him and has subsequently been taken from the ground. So it speaks volumes for his efforts today. Port Adelaide can run it away now through Burgoyne. Oh, the bounce didn't do what he wanted it to. Lyle. Lyle's kicked to half forward. Cummings has to beat 2 on the car. Courageous mark in front. Dent.
Steadied his ground well then, didn't he, Dent? That's inspiring stuff.
Plenty of courage here. Back into the pack. And took a clean grab. Grant leads in the race, takes the mark on centre wing, just inside the line. Grant wants him to get it moving quickly, which he does. Straight down the throat of Johnson. Or is it Smith?
Oh, really run too far.
Brewer, Croft. Courage needed there. Well, they went down like 9 pins. Hudson back onto the ground. Had a great first half. Couldn't get clear. Wanganeen looked as though he may have been legged. Steal from Smith. 15 metres out. Bombs away. Kicks the goal.
The Mitsubishi Magna V6 is more than 4 cents a kilometre cheaper to run than Falcon. Now, that may not sound like much, but just think how that adds up in the long run. And when you consider Magna costs $1,500 less, well, no wonder it's Australia's Car of the Year.
Good play by Rowan Smith. There he is, number 5, a class act. He stole that one and a very handy goal. It's 4 goals the margin. Ramiro to Croft, who flies. Taken by Kellett. Oh, good kick by Kellett. Has found Cook. And this game has been transformed in the space of a minute. Cook will kick from about 40 metres directly in front to stretch the margin to 5 goals.
Well, the distance won't worry him.
Their style of play certainly does work for them. They chip around up forward and they don't go for a long kick trying to find somebody out in the open. And their skill level is very, very high.
So James Cook has done some nice things and he's done some ordinary things. You have your heart in your mouth when he gets the ball. So Cook, he is a great kick normally. For his 3rd goal of the game, an up and under kick.
Oh, it doesn't look good, Pete.
He didn't kick through it, did he? He just tried
Well,
to...
he always does stab at the ball.
Well, that one, he didn't kick through it at all. He just tried to up and under it.
2 goals, 3 he's kicked.
Well, it can be costly, that sort of kicking.
So Port still in this. Mead. What did you call him, Pete? An old-fashioned centre-half back. Paxman.
Fantastic.
Bond. Wanganeen. Good shepherd by Wilson. In fact, a real rugged shepherd by Wilson. Lyle's taken the mark. Now, what's going to happen here?
No, Ramiro made it worse than what it was, Peter.
Heaver.
In actual fact, looking at Wanganeen a couple of times today, he runs that gauntlet very, very close. Just because you won a Brownlow doesn't mean that you're an angel.
This is Lade. He's just about at the centre circle. He's gone back about 20 metres from where he took the mark. Man on the mark is on the 50-metre line, so he's coming in really fast on this run-up. Cummings nearly. Snap by Franco. Dickey's there, has it punched away. Snap by James. That's not bad. It's coming around. Right on the goal umpire. I think he's kicked it. He has.
I know this probably sounds a bit silly, but...
No, go on.
Well, the car's sort of going, I don't know, conqueror.
Uh-huh. Would that be a fast conqueror, or a slower conqueror?
Yeah, like that.
My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I can hear these rumbling noises.
What, sort of...
Yes.
From the engine or the wheels?
The wheels.
Front or back?
Back. You believe me?
I believe we should check it out.
Ultra Tune. In tune with you and your car.
2.5 minutes left in this 3rd term. And the margin is 19 points. So next goal vital here. Wilson goes forward. Now, here's a chance. To half forward, James, receive from Eagleton. James gets in a hand pass. And it's locked in here in the middle of the ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce it. And a goal either way would make an enormous difference to this game. If the Bulldogs went in with a 4-goal break, they'd be hard to beat. Look at that. Centre breaks Port Adelaide 13-5. That shows that their intensity has lifted enormously. Well played by Franco. Gets in a hand pass. Now, that was Braden Lyle. It's knocked further afield towards Brewer. Wilson goes in and lays the tackle. And I'm sure the umpire will bounce it again. He will. Almost at half forward for Port Adelaide.
Minute and 3/4 left to 3/4 time, Pete. And some,
it's an even money.
Yes.
Well, quite slightly in favour of the Bulldogs.
As you said, any goal here vital to both sides. Knocked down by Lade. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Franco keeps it in. Francis does likewise. It's taken over a little bit further down the track by Brown for a throw-in. 55 metres out from Port's goal. 10-10 to 7-9. Bulldogs just with 2 goals since quarter time. Fegan at the back, in front of it or behind Ellis. Southern missed it. Liberatore doesn't. Quick kick. Could be dangerous out in front of goal. Darcy and Lade both miss it. They both got a bad bounce. James wraps it up again. They kicked the last goal. Heaver goes in short. Brewer on 50. Now he can kick long. He does, but he's missed it. The one behind, gee, that could have been interesting had he kicked straighter. 2 behinds kicked by Shane Brewer today. And the difference back to 3 goals under a minute to three-quarter time.
Well, it's setting up a terrific final quarter here because the left of screen has been the scoring end. There's Jack Cale, one of the greatest players to have played in South Australia. And I was talking to another one last week, Barry Robran. He's there to see his son Jonathan play for Hawthorn. Now, Braden Lyle again. Wilson to Lade. Cummings or Mark? Yes! Oh, boy! Just what we said. Just what we said. If they get a goal before three-quarter, they'll be hard to beat. He's going to be 5th on.
Yes, he used his body well then, Pete, because Sir has got the tendency to play behind. You can't play a fellow of this size from behind. Now, Sir's not as big, and Cummings propped at the critical time, just used his body. Sir off balance, and he just ran into take an uncontested chest mark.
So Scott Cummings for goal number 5, directly in front. He kicks a goal. He's stopped it. He's kicked it all right. As the siren sounds, and this game is set up for a magnificent final quarter because Port Adelaide will be kicking the scoring in.
Yes, and if the Western Bulldogs do lose this, they've got nobody else to blame except themselves because they really have been quite pathetic since quarter time. And it's not the fact that Port have come back into the game through their good play, it's the fact that the Western Bulldogs have let them back in.
Well, there it is, 2 goals the difference at three-quarter time. Anybody's game. Terry Wallace wouldn't be too happy now as he comes out to address his charges. We'll take a break. The final quarter should be a beauty. Stay with us. We'll be back with that in a moment.
About their chances. As I said at half-time, they felt as if they won the quarter, they would win the game. And Peter, the breeze has picked up just a little bit, which will be in their favour. It's going to be a great finish. The crowd is getting alive here.
Thanks, Matt. The ground announcer trying to jazz up the Bulldog supporters and maybe the side as well.
Better job if you tried to jazz the players up, Pete.
Now, interestingly, Darcy is starting in the ruck. Terry Wallace did this last week in the final quarter.
Wins on the bench with Minton Connell.
That's what he did last week. 2 goals the difference. League leaders, the Western Bulldogs, up against it, against the breeze in the final term. Can Port Adelaide win their first game in Melbourne? I'm going to give it a good shot. West, good tackle by Francis. Grant. Bond. Gee, that was nearly a throw. Back to Wanganeen. Umpire says OK. Wanganeen to half forward. No mark taken. Sadat Sir will go for the boundary line if he can find it. Now he can. He takes it over. Oh, gee.
He's been moved further up the ground, playing half back, and Crediok's got the job on Cummings at fullback.
Cummings,
gee, there's a big mismatch in height there, isn't there? Crediok and Cummings.
So boundary throw in. Left half forward for Port. Ellis. Quick hand pass. Feegit. Quick kick. Wilson's got the mark. 25 metres out, almost directly in front. Matt Campbell.
Already the Western Bulldogs have made a change. Minton Connell back on the ground and young Brown's gone off. So it doesn't appear that settled, Peter.
Tell you what, you'd nearly back Port Adelaide from here, wouldn't you?
Well, if he kicks this goal, I'd agree with you. Wilson from 25 metres out, bends it around, he's kicked it! We've got a game on our hands here.
Yes, we sure have, Peter, and things are going the Port's way. And when this is happening, it's very hard to turn it over if you're a Western Bulldog man.
And remember, Don, there were 40 points the difference at quarter time.
Well, I thought Port Adelaide's first quarter was almost insipid. To be quite honest, I didn't think they manned up and had a fair dinkum go.
Well, the Western Bulldogs have only scored 2 goals since quarter time.
6 points the margin. Port Adelaide kicking to the left of screen and kicking to the scoring end. That's Jose Ramiro. Eagleton. Further afield is Laid. Laid up in the air to half forward. It's thumped away. The loose ball, very important. And Donald Dickey is there. Bumped off it by Kellett. Kellett tries to get it out to West. West with the sweeping hand pass. Liberatore. He goes backwards, looking for Ellis. They're looking a bit tired, the Bulldogs boys. Wide. The centre wing is Grant. It bounces just before. And look at that, Darren Mead. Right on his hammer. It's on centre wing, the crowd trying to get the Bulldogs players firing. I'd say since quarter time, Port Adelaide have been the better side. There's Grant trying to urge the Bulldogs players on. Burgoyne. Now it's kicked forward by Braden Lyle. Still at half forward. Dead caught. Is that holding the ball? No. And Fegan thought it was.
Fair question. Bounce or throw up. Fegan and Ellis. Ellis punches it out. Heaver picked it up. No, it wasn't out of bounds. He got it right on the line. Oh, courage by Southern.
That is excellent by Southern. I hope he's all right. He looked like he hurt himself. He's a tough customer, isn't he? Look at this. This is great. This is desperate stuff by Southern. He's got one in the side. I thought he might have hurt his leg.
So Denny Southern defensively to the outer side. West takes the punch away. If he can gather it, the slippery ball hard to pick up. Fegan there again. Franco, James, Fabian Francis couldn't handle it. The ball out of bounds. Franco and Kellett take it over. It'll be thrown in 45 metres from Port Adelaide's goal. 70 plays 64. Port trailing by 40 points at quarter time. Looked out of it. Laid in front, Romero at the back. They come from everywhere, and it's going to be another ball up by umpire Dennis Rich. Getting pretty dark.
They certainly realise their situation, the Western Bulldogs. They're throwing themselves in, but when you get into a situation like this, you try so hard that things just don't go your way.
Ellis tries to beat a couple of roadblocks there. Southern.
He's a good player, isn't he, Danny Southern?
Well, he was almost, could have almost been pinged for holding the ball.
Oh, just head down, Peter, tail up, and just went after that ball.
Ellis goes up. Snap by Eagleton. Up towards full forward.
Oh, I think this is true.
I don't think it was. I think it's a goal. Scores a level.
If you think driving on the streets of Adelaide is bad, wait till you see police camera action.
7:30 Sunday.
Well, scores a level. It'll take a monumental effort by the Bulldogs now to win this because momentum is going the other way. Here's Libber. He'll try and lift them. They need a goal now. The Western Bulldogs are on top of the ladder. Now a chance. Hudson. And it's forced over the line. But since quarter time, it's been a magnificent effort. I said earlier there, first quarter was absolutely terrible, whereas the Bulldogs were good. But since quarter time, they've looked dangerous. Laid to take on Darcy. Laid, the big fist. Taken away by Brewer to centre wing. Eagleton loses the ball in the tackle. Dimartina's been excellent. Liberatore down towards Ellis. He's caught. Loses the ball. Is that holding it? No. And it's forced over the line. It'll be a throw-in.
We're going to do that in front of the Bulldog supporters. Put it out of bounds. Umpire Dennis Rich didn't wear it. Darcy and Laid. That's as far as they're going. Liberatore picks up the loose ball, but it's coming back. It's going to be a bounce. Braden Lyle's going to fox it for the umpire. Not a big crowd, but certainly getting their money's worth here. Great fight back by Port. Burgoyne. Bouncer factor. Bulldogs with the numbers. Grant to Sir. James and Wilson. James, if he can get clear. West, a mark. Umpire says no. Romero fumbles. Oh, gee, they're under pressure, the Bullies. Heaver. James again. Great effort by Romero. Oh. Not rewarded, but I'm sure the coach will be pleased with that sort of endeavour.
Grant's now playing down across half-back.
The ball almost on centre wing, slightly towards Port Adelaide's half-forward line. Grant to do the ruck work against Fegan. Taken by Heaver. Oh, this looks good because Brewer's got it. He tipped it in, but he's kicked it straight to Southern. Southern transfers play. That's a good transfer. Dimatina's loose. Oh, he went the bounce on the slippery surface. Breaks the tackle. Drives it back to the centre of the ground. An important ball. It's won by Port Adelaide.
Now they're running second, the Western Bulldogs.
James.
They've given Adelaide a sniff, and now they're running second.
So Roger James will drive it long over the half-forward line. A pack develops. Good mark, Matthew Croft. Curry. What's the report down there, Matty?
Well, they've been trying to get Scotty Wine. They're just getting him back on the ground now. They've been trying to get him back on because they realise how close it is and they need the skipper.
So they certainly need someone to lift them because Port Adelaide are attacking. That's Croft. Centre wing, Cook. Good mark. Strong mark. He's got to get up and get this ball moving. Sometimes he's a bit slow moving it. That's better. And he drives it long in towards the pocket. Minton Connell. Can't mark. Oh, they ferociously attacked him. Huskus. And another player on the ground. Now, I think it was Brewer. Hudson complaining about something, but umpire will bounce. Half forward for the Bulldogs.
Scotty Wine was laid. Scores level. Won by Lade. Ramiro out in front of goal, important ball, punched away by Brewer, tried to find Wangadeen, he may still get it, applies a tackle on Ramiro. It's all tied up again. 13 minutes left in the match. The Western Bulldogs, are going to become the next jinx team after leading the ladder? Collingwood got to the top and lost 3. Now Rowan Smith should put them in front, and he's kicked the goal!
Having a new car warranty means what goes...
Inspirational play that by Rowan Smith. He's second, and as Don Scott said, he's a very good finisher. But here's Donald Dickey. Braden Lyle. Back to James. James off the side of the boot. Franco versus Callan. Josh Franco heads for the boundary line. He'll be happy to see it over. What a good finish to this game. It's a great effort by Port Adelaide to be 40 points down. Look at Terry Wallace. He's very, very worried man because they really haven't played good football, and that's due to the better performance by Port Adelaide since quarter time. Just over 12 minutes left. There's Michael Wilson, who very rarely plays a poor game. It's on centre wing. 6 points the margin in favour of the Western Bulldogs. Wind and Lade. It's hooked over the back. That's Eagleton. Down towards half forward. Heaver is at the bottom of the pack. Here's West. Up in the air it goes.
Oh, there's a push out.
Oh, good mark. Not paid. Lyle. Brewer. Brewer tries to give it off. Rowan Smith again. Fantastic play. Taken by Troy Bond at half-back. Drives over half-forward. They need a mark. Payment mark. What a mark.
Chris Kidd has been some terrific marks by Footscray players running or backing with the flight of the ball. Look at this. Only eyes to the ball. Gee, that is hard. Well done. He made it look so easy. The courage factor. Oh.
Chris Grant for the Bullies to centre wing. Wind his target. Ellis over the top. Kick from Mead. Danny Southern. It's met down there by Burgoyne as the ball goes over the line for a throw-in. We're approaching the halfway mark of the final quarter, and the Bulldogs leading by just 6 points after that goal from Rowan Smith. Wind back onto the ground. Spent the early part of the quarter on the bench. And wins it. Wilson. Pressured. Lyle. A little give. Donald Dickey. Dickey from left half forward. Centering kick, no mark taken down there. Fabian Francis Beautiful smother by West. Still Francis. Missed it on the second ping. Franco paddles it forward to McGarry medalist. Fegan's kicked two at this end. Dickey. Franco again. Still he goes. Franco snaps.
He's got the skill.
And he's kicked the goal. Scores level again.
In my day, you could feed an entire family for under $15.
Really?
Yep. Any 4 burgers, a family serve of fries, 12 McNuggets with sauces, and a 1 1/4 litre bottle of Solo, all for under $15. And they throw in a bottle of Dr. Pepper free.
Dad, when exactly was your day?
Last Tuesday.
McDonald's $14.95 McValue dinner.
Scores a level after a magnificent goal by Franco. No wonder he won a McGarry medal with a skill like that. So again, the Bulldogs have to lift. There's Ramiro trying to crash through. Momentum with Port.
They're not doing so well out of the centre, are they? There was definitely favoured Port earlier in the game at half-time.
Well, I think the whole point is that Port Adelaide have lifted their intensity. They were so ordinary early. They got a blast, and I reckon they've lifted. There's Wine. Mead again playing in front. Rowan Smith. He's done it.
Oh, no.
He gives it up. Liberatore. Oh, he's kicked it to Wanganeen.
Oh, great tackle.
Wanganeen to Lyle. To Bond. And they get out of jail. Down towards the centre of the ground. Lade went without it. Oh, he dives on it. Then he hooks it out. West on the right foot. Bends it back in front of goal. Up they go. Cook couldn't mark. Here's Rowan Smith. Still a chance. Cook. Taken away by Lade. Now Bond. And a handball to Lyle. The advantage paid by the umpire. Down towards half forward. Not taken. There's James. Still at half forward. And Dimartina hooks it out. Franco goes in after it. Heaver tried to come out with it. Still that slippery ball. Still on the run as players come in here almost at half forward for Port Adelaide, and the umpire will bounce with scores level.
Rain starting to fall again.
There's a big group there. There's a big space between the full forward line for Port and this pack of players.
Lyle around the corner. Franco gives it back to him. Lyle again. Good smother by Liberatore. Libber goes once more. Carried off the ground. Good footy. Gets it to centre wing and out of danger for the Bulldogs. 8.5 minutes remaining in the match. They're top of the ladder, the Bulldogs. They need to show something to see if they can stay there. Lade and Wine. Free kick. It's going to Lade. Oh, I didn't see what happened there.
Didn't look to be a lot in it, Don.
No, it didn't. It just looked like he was fending him off.
Wilson, I think, behind the umpire. On centre wing. Fegan was in front. James again. He kicks and he goes. I think it was Eagleton.
So, 6 points the margin. Here's Dimartina. Can the Bulldogs go forward and get a goal? Taken by Darren Mead. He has been a rock at Gibraltar. Oh, mark drop. Up the ground by Fegan. Up the ground by Crediuk. Oh, still in play. Cummings has been very good today. Well, there's Heaver appealing for a free kick. Socket off the ground.
You know, just looking at some of those Footscray guys, they're looking around for somebody to give them a lift. And when the ball's coming in their vicinity, they look around before they're actually going at the ball. And one was Sir on that occasion when it came down to the half-back line. You just got to fix your eyes on the ball and go at it at this critical stage of the game.
7.5 minutes to go. Wine. Donald Dickey after him. Ramiro goes to ground. And the umpire will come in and bounce. Way out at half forward. Dennis Rich will bounce it. Well, if you're a betting man, you would probably back Port Adelaide from here.
11 goals to 3. They've kicked since quarter time.
Yeah, and they're kicking the scoring end, but it's a funny game of football, this game. Here it is, centre wing, Wanganeen. Well played by the captain. Brings it into half forward. Cummings will come from the back. The bounce very important here. As it's locked in again, will be a bounce.
See, Dent was unsure at going at the ball then, and Credihook a little unsure as the ball came to ground. There's no confidence. They're starting to be a little bit rattled, the Footscray guys. They've really got to focus on that ball now and drive home.
Wine takes it from the pack through the hands of Dickey. Loose ball, half forward. Shot it off the ground. It's out of bounds on the full against Johnson. And the free kick will be taken between wing and half forward by Dickey. Centering kick gets it delayed. A long bomb up towards full forward, marking contest. Fegan at the back. He kicks his goal. Well, Fegan's got 3. Eagleton's got 2 in the last quarter. It's 13-10 to 11-10. Port Adelaide 2 goals in front. Look like they're going to break their duck away from home
now
this
just
year.
watch this. There's a penalty here to Grant. Look at Grant in front going. Oh, no. I've got to retract that. It looked like he was pulled to ground.
I'll tell you what, Cummings should have got a free kick holding the man.
Well, that's an excellent. He's done very, very well since coming on at quarter time. Figure playing across half forward.
Well, monumental now. 12 points that they have to make up. I don't think they can do it. Wilson locks it in. It'll be a great effort if they can. Well, they're going to give it a burst because West goes forward. They need a mark. Darcy can't get into the game. Wanganeen, they've got the loose man going. Here's Bond. Oh, he strides away. Kicks it 60 metres. Cummings. Oh, he copped one across the head. Now, it's given off to Eagleton. That was by Heber. In towards full forward. Primus and Southern. And it's knocked over the line by James. Well, what a great effort by Port Adelaide. They were 40 points down, Peter, and they're able to come back and lead by 12. That's a fantastic performance away from home against the leaders.
12 goals to 3 that kicked since quarter time. It looked a one-horse race then. And the Bullies, well, Brewer charges through. Southern can't pick it up. Wine. A little give intended for Kellett. Pinch, James snaps. What's he done? I think he's kicked it. Oh, don't tell me it's a goal. It's there. That's all Port Adelaide.
When you start kicking those, you're definitely running hot. And they'll go on with this game now. Well, there's about 5.5 minutes left to play. Everything's just going their way. There it is. James, look at that. When you can kick goals like that without even looking at the goals, holding the ball across the body and snapping over the left shoulder, you're hot. Western Bulldogs were hot in the first quarter, now Port are.
Well, this could be the makings of Port Adelaide. They've been a good club all year. As we see Dickey going forward, no mark to James, taken by West. Let's see if the Bulldogs can give a last gasp. Darcy's been quiet. He gives it off and then was held. Hill for a free kick. Mead has been sensational in centre back. He has just been tough, mean and hard. Hudson was great in the first half, then he was taken off in the third term. Matty, what's the report
down there at ground level?
Matty Campbell?
Well, the atmosphere at ground level, Peter, is just magnificent for the Port players. They're just creating their own atmosphere, and the Footscray crowd are stunned.
Well, they go forward again. Dimartina's probably been their best player. Here's Grant. He's down in defence. He chips it around the line. They've got to move it quickly. Grant, oh, that's holding the ball. You're gone. Oh, he had to try and do something.
That really does sum up the situation at this stage of the game.
He tried to take them on, and look at the good tackle from Braden Lyle.
Yes, he tried to take them on, you're right, and got penalised. Lyle with the kick, and they'll be just wanting to chew up time now as much as they can. Last few minutes of the game. Fegan tries to knock it forward. Still the momentum with Port. Liberatore stops that. Long bomb gets the Bullies out of danger momentarily. Lane is there. Mopped up by Wanganeen across half-back. Heaver. Across Johnson. The half-forward, Dent has taken the mark in front of Eagleton. Dent from half-back. Brown gets the bounce that he wanted. Nice ball by the Morris medalist of last year. Prettyhook says go, and he does. The youngster. And the mark is there in front, taken by Cook. 3 minutes to go. Cook will make the difference. 2 goals, not an impossibility, but
You're going to be pushing uphill, Peter, because the other side are playing very confident football.
James Cook for his third. He's kicked 2-3. And he drills it. So Cook gets his third and gives the Doggies a little bit of hope. 12-10 to 14-10. They need 2 goals for a draw.
Well, you can more or less sum up Cook's performance. His performance more or less sums up that of the Western Bulldogs. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. He kicked 2 points in the third quarter, but he was hot early, as his teammates were, and since then they've got real cold. Ellis trotting back on, limping back on across half-back for Western Bulldogs.
Well, 2 goals they need to draw the game, not win it. So Brad Johnson goes forward. Gee, a quick goal here would make a difference. Mitten Connell couldn't mark. Brown, Wanganeen, Adam Eustace goes for the safety of the boundary line, and he puts it over at the 50-metre line.
Got to get a goal here, the boys.
Do they ever? They've got 2.5 minutes. I just can't speak highly enough of Port Adelaide to be 40 points down. We thought the game was all over. They didn't. They were playing terrible football. Here's Bond, and they have lifted, and I reckon they've been on top for 3 quarters. They just didn't put it on the board earlier. Feigert's been very good. Look at him. He's bumped away from it, socket off the ball. Cummings has been excellent. He's kicked 5. Prettyhook, Alice, they've got to take a chance here now, the Bulldogs. Now, Dimartina has been their best player. Up he goes. Brings it to Wine. They've got to get this moving here. Taken by Lay. To half-forward. Wilson did some good shepherding. Libber in after it. The umpire will bounce.
Just what the Bulldogs didn't want, a bounce at midfield. Port Adelaide hanging on grimly in the final quarter.
Just under 2 minutes, Peter.
Their first win away from home coming up, you would reckon. Wine wins it. Lyle. Burgoyne. They share it around, intended for Franco, a little bit too far for him. And it's out of bounds between right centre wing and right half forward for Port. A worried coach's box. Feiget and Wine. Liberatore tried for West. Good tackle by James. Kenneth. Johnson. Just about last throw on the dice. Minden Connell still can't mark. Paxman, well, nothing's got past him. He should be a wicket keeper. Prettyhook. Bully's running out of time. Johnson's kick towards right half forward. Marking contest, Minden Connell caught behind. Paxman, as I said, terrific. Bombs it up to the wing.
Centre wing, Cummings playing in front. Eagleton goes to ground, but that's valuable time for Port. They're home. 15 seconds to go. It would take a miracle. And full marks to Port Adelaide. They gave a 40 points, 40 behind start, and they lead by 12 with 40 seconds to go. And this will really be the makings of them to win here at Optus Oval against the top team of the moment, the Boom team. And it's just a terrific performance. There's Wilson and Ramiro, 2 of the...
Couple of goers?
Well, I was just about to say that 2 of the goers of the competition, Pete. But the Bulldogs players, well, they've looked very tired the second half. And Port Adelaide have got right on top.
Yes, they have. Full marks to Port. Dickey kicks to half forward. Feiget and Ellis. Feiget still paddles the ball. Still he goes. Ellis wins the contest. James comes at him. James on lovely ball control. Gets grabbed maybe too high. Feiget. It's going to be a free kick to James, who's kicked a couple of spectacular goals, as has Eagleton in this last quarter.
He can just run the clock down there, Peter.
which he will do. He doesn't know that it's that far away. The timekeeper's got his hand on the button, and there it is. Port have won their first game away from Footy Park, and they've beaten the league leaders. What a monumental upset. Port Adelaide by 2 goals, 14-10-94. They're beating the Bulldogs 12-10-82. Full marks to Port Adelaide. They were behind by 40 points at quarter time, 8-2 to 1-4. We all thought that was the end of the penny section, but they had other ideas.
There's Greg Phillips there, former Collingwood centre back there on the right.
Been in a good panic since he left.
You beat me to it.
But I've got nothing but admiration for Port Adelaide. That was a really gutsy performance.
Fantastic performance, Peter. I mean, to give 40 points start and then to come back away from home
and reach the top side.
They are going to be a top force in years to come because they've got a lot of spirit.
Matty Campbell.
Thanks very much, Peter. With me, a very happy Stephen Paxman. I've seen every game this year, but that's the best win the club's had.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we didn't start off too great, but to the boys' credit, we just fought and scratched and kept knocking it forward in true Port Adelaide tradition and got the points.
Just felt, Jack said at half-time that if you won the third quarter, you'd win the game, and felt at three-quarter time that was going to be the case.
Oh, absolutely. Coming off the second quarter where we held them goalless and our guys kicked 4. Look at the scoreboard, around 20 points down. I mean, that's nothing in today's footy.
And your form's been terrific the last month. Another great one today. Congratulations. Kept Minton Connell to nothing and had another good game.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot. Fantastic.
And, well, you've broken the duck here in Melbourne, so anything's possible, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all, I suppose, all downhill or uphill or whatever you want to say. We're just going to keep going and keep winning and just keep fighting hard.
One more question. What turned it around? I mean, Jack gave you a bit of a spray at quarter time, but what really turned it around?
Oh, I just thought maybe a bit of lethargy or something coming to Melbourne. You know, blokes going back into the shell. Sort of shocked it out and thought, oh, yeah, you know, we can play. Let's go and do what we know what we can do.
Mate, fantastic performance. A terrific win. Go celebrate.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Steve Paxman speaking to Matty Campbell, and he really was one of their best. It wouldn't show up on the stat sheet, but like when Bruce Doyle used to play, didn't get many kicks, but neither did these opponents.
Well, he got 2 votes as far as I'm concerned, Peter. I gave 3 to Figure to cross half forward since coming on at quarter time. I thought he was a real spark for them. Paxman too. And the other guy that really did try very, very hard was Danny Southern for the Western Bulldogs. And there they are, a jubilant side, and they really did lift in the last quarter, but I think that the Footscray or the Western Bulldogs side can only blame themselves. They let this side back in. It was a pretty pathetic Western Bulldogs after quarter time.
There's 4 goals after quarter time, and they were totally outscored and outplayed by the opposition since then. So the second siren says that it's 14-10 to 12-10, and Port Adelaide winning its first game away from Footy Park, and what a win it was.